This is Switzerland, and my 6th day on the road. Today, we're having a rest day, with a late start. There will still be some effort involved, and we'll climb 2 mountain passes, but we're rewarded with the best thing in life, which is cheese fondue. I also managed to sneak in a quick dip along the way, so that made me happy. If you're interested in seeing some of the highest mountains in the Alps, including Mont Blanc, you found the right route. My name is Frederick, and these are my adventures. Leaving the dogs behind, we set off on a 16-kilometer stretch, which we planned as an easy hike. The first part of the morning is basically walking back to where you came from, for a short bit, but continue up the mountain. This allows you to look back at where we came from, and the Grand Cabine that we saw 2 days ago. As you can see, there's no snow on this side, because it's facing south. If you in the spring want to get your hiking season started early, look for hikes on the south-facing mountainside. It allows you to head up further in the mountains earlier in the season. When I got up the first mountain pass, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed. But as you saw in the intro, it's gonna get better. Good morning everyone. So we just made it up to the first mountain pass. Today we're gonna go through 2 mountain passes, and this is the first one up on 2,714 meters. We're still following the route, number 6 you have here, and we're gonna go over to Filet. Yeah. So we started late today because we only have 16 kilometers to do. It's roughly 700 meters of ascent and 1,500 meter ascent. So the ascent is going to be easier for the others. So they stayed in the room. Last night we stayed in a hotel rather than in one of those hyttes or hospice and similar, because yeah, we were tired. We just needed a room with a good shower, a toilet, like a normal functioning toilet that's not a stall. I know in the US they like these stalls, but in Europe, or at least where I'm from in Northern Europe, it's more common to not use it. Today we're going to go first to the lake you have over here. Then we're going to cross behind me here over those mountains, and then down on the other side, and there are 3 more lakes there. Hopefully we can manage to take a swim or something, because it's rather hot. Given that we started so late, since it's a rest day, we're more in a hurry than the other days, I guess. On the other hand, once we get where we're going, it's not going to be too much to do, so we're just going to chill there like we did the other days. It's hard to capture on camera, but these roads are sketchy, and they have collapsed in places. We pushed through the valley quickly, but with the highlights of cows, of course. A fun fact about cows: cows lick each other around the head and neck to show affection and help forge strong friendship. I thought it was licking to get the salt off each other, but I was incorrect. Except the glacier on the other side. This is probably my favorite view so far, because wherever you look, you have huge mountains. You still have snow in August. It's September soon. You have lakes everywhere. You have 1, 2, 3 on this side, this side, and then you have 1, 2, 3 on the other side. We're gonna go down there in a little bit. And wherever you look, you're just surrounded by mountains. Like even in the horizon over here, there's just mountains everywhere. It's a very soothing environment. I will link in the description below where to go and how to get here. I can also, just ask in the comment section, and I'll give you all the details and how you can do this and public transportation, etc. Whenever you're in Switzerland, I would recommend that you always check the public transport and how you can get to places. So for example, us. Now we parked our car all the way in Martigny, because that's where we're going to end up. We took a bus to Sion and then up through the valley over there, because we've crossed so many valleys. Which means to get back to that car would have taken us hours. So it's just easier to pre-plan and have everything done in the beginning. That's why we only did 9 kilometers the first day, because we got here midday, we parked, and then we did the whole travel that day, because usually a bit more fresh and enjoyed or happy the first day. And now in the end it's a bit different. This second mountain pass of the day offers a great panoramic view featuring Mont Blanc, Grand Churras, and Grand Cabine. As you can see, if you want a picture-perfect alpine view without any extreme effort, this is totally where you should go. Go from the St. Bernard Pass though. Once you get to the lakes, you can just chill there for a few hours, and then you'll just take an easy, gentle stroll down the valley. Soon enough, it was time to head down to the lakes for a swim. And again, it's steep. There are 2 ways to get to the lakes from the hotel. Of course, I took the safer one, but the other one is walking on the ridge on the Swiss-Italian border, and if you can handle heights, you totally should do that one. If you want me to do more videos of hikes, maybe some which are a bit safer, please give me some inspiration in the comment section. It can be places to go, or requests of types of hike that you would like doing. So as you can see now, this is the sketchy part. Oh, sorry. This is the sketchy part of going in the Alps, because you're walking on a ridge, and I'm afraid of heights, as you might have seen before. But you see that right to me, it goes straight up. Below me, goes straight down. So you're walking on this ridge, back and forth, just hoping that you don't fall. There's nothing here to actually hold on to either. If this is nothing that you want to do, then I would say check it before, either through videos like this, or sometimes you can kind of check the height difference, and if it's really sharp, then you can expect this. I'm not a huge fan of this, as you can notice, or as you see, but to get those nice views, sometimes you have to do this. On the other hand, what you could do, if you get up here where we just were, if you get up here where we just were, and you see that it's like this on the other side, you can always go back. You can always go down the other side. The other side was fine. This side a bit more sketchy. So I'm actually going to stop filming now, because yeah, you see it just goes down. I'll just sneak this in here. A lot of people seem to forget to like and subscribe. Please do so. It really helps me out, and I'm soon at 100, and I really appreciate your help to help me reach that. This hike is a very nice hike. It's shorter than the others, and it's probably more accessible for most people. It's an easy day hike, and perfect if you have a base elsewhere and just want to come up for the day. It has a very high effort for value ratio, which means I will give this hike a 9 out of 10 for overall experience. Even though it's very seaworthy, you don't get that same mixed nature that you got for the other hike. And also, you're kind of lacking that high mountain feeling. I would, however, give it a 10 for seaworthiness. You'll get both the highest mountains of the Alps and beautiful lakes along the way. As you can see here, it's stunning when you combine the two. On physical effort, I'll give it a 6. It is a bit more challenging to climb these mountain passes, but to be honest, you have so much time so you can just take breaks whenever you want. And along the way, I actually passed a large group from a retiree home, and that's impressive. If you don't walk from the same side as we did, you won't get this beautiful view while walking down the mountain. I would recommend you to climb from this side, approach it from the same side as we did, and you'll get this view all the way down. So now we have 2 hours and 20 minutes left to get where we're going. It's 2 o'clock and we haven't had lunch, so hopefully we're going to get lunch sooner or later. Sometimes it's a bit hard to find, especially I would call this more remote, because if you go to the more normal places, there are restaurants everywhere. So this is fairly remote, so it's harder to find something to buy. Hopefully there is, or I've seen that there is a place on the way. I don't know how much of a detour that is. So we'll see once we get there if we are actually going to do that detour, because we're going to walk on one side of the valley and this is going to be on the other side. We finally found food. Eating some fondue. Eating some fondue. Eating some fondue. A bit of history about fondue. It began as a way to use aged cheese and bread to feed people that had limited access to fresh food during the winter months. As the fall wore on, the cheese aged and the bread became more stale, making it harder to eat. Local villagers discovered that if they melt cheese with wine, garlic and herbs and dipped the stale bread into the mixture, the bread would soften. Fondue later became the national dish of Switzerland when the Swiss Cheese Union modernized it and campaigned it as a way to sell more cheese in the 1930s. Later on the way down, we saw this guy perfecting his artwork and just chilling. So as you saw with our fondue, I caught up with my friends. So now we're walking through the forest, and we're walking through a Lärchenbaum in German and lärkträd in Swedish. So it's a pine tree. I don't know the English term for it. But this particular tree has a trait that no other pine trees has, and that's that it loses its pines every winter. So every winter you see here in the mountains a lot of color, a bit later than when the leaf trees are losing their colors. And it just makes everything beautiful, but it's because they lose their pine trees. So now you know a new fun fact about pine trees, or this particular pine tree, that it's the only pine tree that loses its pines. So here in Switzerland, they do actually try to keep these for as much as possible. So what they do is they cut everything down around them to help them grow, because every other tree around would overgrow them and would kill those trees. So that's why you see, sorry it's uphill, that's why you see all around here, everything, all of them are the same type of tree. Soon after we got to the hotel. So after a long day we made it to our hotel, and as any place in Switzerland, everything is called Edelweiss. So every hotel, every town has a hotel or something called Edelweiss. 18 kilometers, we were out for like a bit more than 6 hours. Chill, had fun, do lunch, and just enjoy life. Every now and then you get to do that. Tomorrow we're going to do 31 kilometers, so it's not going to be as enjoyable anymore. We'll see. Look who I found! Woohoo! Hey there, little guy. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And again, please subscribe and help me out. Goodbye.